And welcome back to the Voice of the Boys
This
episode. I'm not telling. Episode 8. Episode 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the theme's number 8.
Kyogo,
Yes,
Scott Brown.
there we go, look at this.
Paul McStay.
Yes, we're going to start naming every number. Every week, every episode, we're going to name the number of the players.
We could just name one that comes to our head.
Hi.
Alright, Kyogo then.
There you go,
Kyogo. And Kyogo, Scott Brown. So, right, before we go any further, guys, as we keep saying, subscribe to the YouTube, TikTok. We still have a giveaway going on to win a very retro Celtic top, one that Jack's wearing.
I should actually take this off 2 seconds, guys. Forgot my jumper on. Look at this. Like a retro Celtic top. Not this exact one. We're not sure what one we're giving away yet, but we will decide in due course. You know, if we get enough engagement in the video, we might upgrade it to giving away too. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how we go. You're looking to subscribe to the YouTube, the TikTok, and once done, go onto our TikTok page and going on to the video that we're talking about, the giveaway, and commenting done.
It's pinned to the top of the page.
And we will sort it from there.
Thank you very much for tuning in today, guys. How's everyone doing? Having a wonderful time?
A big win away from home, I think. I think a lot of overreaction, especially from a man still in Petrov. I think we'll touch on the Celtic Aberdeen game first, obviously.
Let's make a claim before we start this video. We had an incident in the Celtic Aberdeen game. We watched it together.
Yeah.
But we had an incident.
So thumbs up, Jack.
Thumbs up. My dog accidentally bit me during the Aberdeen game. It was an accident. But during the Aberdeen game, I was tending to that, making sure that I wasn't about to lose my finger. But I was keeping an eye on. Missed the first goal, but
I was more keeping an eye on the football while Jack was tending to that. I think it's a lot of overreaction from a lot of Celtic fans saying that the performance wasn't good enough. We always struggle at Pittodrie. If they're the third best team in the country and you're going up there and getting 3 goals and winning 3-1, let's not beat around the bush. That's a brilliant result.
Yeah, 3-1's a brilliant result.
It's maybe not the finished product football wise, and we can see holes and things like that that need fixed, and we will touch on things like that across the course of the video and things like that, and we'll run through a quick rundown. Yeah. 3-1, as I said, guys, like still in Petrov are on Sky Sports saying it's not good enough. Petrov, we're away winning 3-1 in Aberdeen, and we went all the way up there, got 3 points and came back up the road.
I said this at the time, at the end of the game, and when Stilian Petrov made his comments, and I think we're comparing it to Andrew's team. Yes. Andrew's results a wee bit too much. Look, this is a different team under a different manager, and it's a different time now, and it's a great result. A 3-1 win away. If I'd have told you the 3-1 win away before, you wouldn't have cared. You'd have took the 3-1 win. And it's not one of these games where we scraped the win. We were quite convincing. Yes, the goal we gave away as per usual. Some parts of the goal could have been improved slightly. It was an okay goal by Bhoys, I believe, but. Yeah, again, there's some parts that could have been.
Let's go before that. So
Celtic
opened the scoring.
Okay, go.
Celtic opened the scoring. Nice free kick into the box. I know, but Celtic opened the scoring. Nice free kick into the box. Wee bit of controversy with Don's side. Abada's onside and he taps into an empty net. Flicked on, tapped in. Now looking at the goal that Aberdeen scored, going back to that, the Miofsky goal.
It wasn't bad.
Assist from Duke.
Also, was talking about Duke coming to Celtic during the summer, and I don't know.
I think they're good quality players. I think this is the thing. I think Carter Vickers and Naroki. I think Naroki had a brilliant game, but I think they were a bit suspect for the goal. But
I think it was Carter Vickers' mistake.
If I'm correct in saying that it's a sort of Duke crosses.
The ball comes out to Duke. He puts the ball into the middle. I think maybe Carter Vickers. He comes out, but he judges it wrong, and the ball comes past him, goes to Duke, goes to Bojan Miovski finishes. As we know, Bojan Miovski with his wonderful goals last season against certain teams is a good striker. If you give him chances, he will finish the ball sometimes, and he will punish you.
My question is though, right, and this is just off the cusp of it, right? So that is the third best team in the country.
Well,
and it's a very
there's a lot of I would probably say people would say Hearts.
I would say Hearts. I would say Aberdeen.
Okay.
Well, they finished third anyway, and they've got European football and things like that. Anyway, right. And it's hard for us always to go up to Aberdeen, Pittodrie and Tynecastle, hard places to go. But looking at Aberdeen, because we just played them, out those two, Duke and Miofsky, would they get into the front line at Celtic?
No, they wouldn't start.
No, into the sort of... So they wouldn't start, we know that, right? But would they be backups?
Duke would probably be the fifth, fourth choice or something.
Right, so who's in front of him?
Dyson Maeda, Yang would probably playing both sides ahead of him. You're probably looking at guys like Abada playing both sides ahead of him. there's an abundance. Marco Tellio is probably ahead of him. He just made a big move from Australia. I think you're probably looking 4th or 5th.
But this is now that.
But he is an okay
No,
player.
I'm just touching on.
Cape Verde international, obviously. He's a good quality player. He's played in Scotland. He's scored some big goals and he's assisted some big goals.
No, it's just something I thought we'd touch on, obviously, because it's very hard place to go, and I think there's a lot of Celtic fans who. A lot of grumblings, we didn't play well and things like that, and I understand that.
Spiderwebs.
Oh, spiderwebs. I totally understand that, but
a lot of grumbling that it wasn't a good enough performance and that both the performances haven't been good enough. We've seen ourselves slaughtered in the daily rag, or whatever you want to
Rangers,
call it.
I call it.
The Daily Rangers. We've been slated in that. Apparently the first performance against Ross County was terrible. People saying it was abysmal.
But this
Celtic scraped the victory.
But this is the issue. These reports come out and things like that, and we've went to Aberdeen and always getting. I remember even watching Celtic 10 years ago and under Rodgers, or not 10 years ago under Rodgers, but I remember watching Rodgers' first season. We went up to Pittodrie and we only won 1-0, and it was a Tom Rogic goal, and brilliant goal, and we only won 1-0. We came back, oh, that's a brilliant performance.
A lot of people seem to forget that not only 2 seasons ago we were relying on Joy to score late goals to beat Aberdeen 2-1 at Pittodrie.
And the 3-2,
you know,
so twice.
Look, it's never an easy place to go. They're never an easy team to play against. They've got leaders like Johnny Hayes. I know he wasn't playing at the weekend due to injury, but
Shinny's back.
They've got guys that know what they're doing. That have played, you know, Hayes has played with Celtic at the highest level in Scotland, and they've got guys that have played at decent levels in England, in the Championship and League One. The guys that have came from Liverpool, obviously. Look, it's never going to. No game of football is easy.
But I think when if you go away to Perth or you go away to Paisley. Oh, by the way, New Billy McNeil sticker. Carter Vickers photo, New Billy McNeil.
If you're looking to where we got this from Paradise Plaques on Facebook, TikTok, and I've got a website, www.paradiseplaques.co.uk.
So
if you're looking to pick up a A1 size Billy McNeil sticker,
we're going to get a couple more, I think.
We're going to contact Paradise Plaques very soon. There's a wee free sponsorship for you.
I think with the second goal from Kyogo, I think that it's well played. It's a mistake on their end.
One of my favourite players, Nicky Devlin.
How many players have you witnessed go through 1-on-1 striker wise who'd have fluffed that? Now this is something I've.
Oh, quite yeah.
This is something I was talking about just with work colleagues and things like that. See, when I loved Edward, right? I want to be Edward or that, and I thought he was brilliant. But see, watching Edward back, he always tried to make it like a wee flick or a sort of finesse shot. He couldn't put his laces through.
Yeah.
Kyogo takes a touch to control the ball and buries it, rattles it in.
Finishes it.
And that's a top striker.
He does what he's meant to do. He knows he's here to finish the ball. He's not here to impress people. He's not one of these players that's going to be taking 50 touches.
But how many strikers would you have seen go through 1-on-1, I'm saying, and scuffed that? That we've seen at Celtic.
Quite a couple.
So Kyogo, I think, as much as it's been gifted to him, a top striker needs to bury it. And I think that's the sort of level as well we've obviously touched on in previous episodes.
And then he missed an absolute howler.
Oh, we'll touch on that. I think the Dice Maida one we'll touch on as well. I think with Kyogo, I think he missed the sitter, which we'll touch on, but the opportunity he makes for going through 1-on-1 and burying the ball, it's clinical. It's top level striker.
Oh, but we know this, you know.
I know, but what are we talking about it?
We know he's a top level striker and there's no way to change anytime soon.
The misses in the game before we got into the third goal, Dice Maida looks as if I seen someone writing Twitter, so we made this chance. It was a bit like, do you remember you used to see it where they used to get like an under-17s goalkeeper out, and you had one of the guys and the guy on the microphone, right, 10, 9, he runs from the halfway line and he looks as if he's just about to panic. Dice Maida has had a fantastic pre-season. He was probably one of Rodgers' best players in pre-season, but he really needs to do better with that shot when he goes through 1-on-1 for me.
You could be doing better. He could be, you know, putting it away. But look, at the end of the day, you're going to have misses. It's
absolutely. Well, there's Kyogo as well. We were going to touch on, I think, with Kyogo's chance, it's cut back to him, and we both said at the time that's a howler. One of us could have buried that. He leans back.
But look, at the end of the day, when you're at that level, when you finish the amount of balls he does, some are going to go astray. That's just one of them.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's anything much to look into. I must admit, I've seen too many people looking Twitter and having too many negatives.
But this is going back.
Everyone loved Thiago home, which is good, but I've seen people moan about him because he put something up to the week. A Kendrick Lamar lyric or something, or the old Celtic dads were going regional.
But I think he's put that up, and I think someone's probably contacted him and go, yeah, we don't do that, get that put down.
Yeah, we are not TikTok Todd. So get that down, shut up, and get on with your game.
When you win a trophy, you can put up.
Oh, when you win a trophy, you can put up if you want.
Aye, so I think that's been kind of...
In the words of a forgotten left hero, Carol Starfelt, remember Celtic are the champions. That was an Instagram we put up a couple of years ago. After we were getting a lot of bother and that, what a plane from a fans. It was like, remember, like Celtic champions. I don't exactly remember what the words were, but at the end
after
of the
Ryanair flight.
At the end of the year, we do our talking. You know, we do our talking throughout the season on the pitch. We don't do this off the pitch. You know, bringing down opponents and acting like absolute troops, because at the end of the day, we hold ourselves to a higher standard.
I still can't get over who actually said for Jota and Starfelt to get on that flight. Like, oh, that's
I know,
alright.
I know. When you go on a Ryanair flight,
get on a Ryanair flight when you're going to Seville or whatever.
£30,000 a week now.
Oh Jesus, I'd have been like, boys, come on, think this through.
Oh,
but anyway, right, the third goal. Yang is cooking. Yang is doing
cooking.
He's doing well.
I don't know, like stir fry or like chicken nuggets or
whatever he wants.
Burgers?
Pizza. I'll have any of it.
Okay.
He is doing brilliant.
Nah, it was good movement.
I think obviously we touching on Jota, I think a lot of people have said about replacing Jota, and I don't think Yang's your like for like replacement. There's a guy obviously we're going to touch on in transfers that has been linked to us that we'll probably go in more depth with, but with Yang, do you know what, he's not a project player. I think he's someone who's been signed that is getting on before Haksabanovic and even James Forrest, and he looks as if he's someone who can be an impact sub and push and say, look, I deserve a spot. We signed 2 wingers already this window, we're linked with a third. I think that Yang definitely could have a place in the squad this season.
I think we need to see a wee bit more yet. You know, like he looks good. He looks good, fair enough. He looked good in the highlight reels you watch. You know, he's fit. He's got the fast movement. He's got pace. He's got good ball control.
But not just highlight reels. We've seen him for 40 minutes against Bilbao.
We've seen him for 40 minutes. And we've seen him for 40 minutes. And we've seen him for 40 minutes. It's going to take a couple of weeks. You know, some people have brilliant games and some people start off absolutely terrible and end up being absolute superstars. He probably is going to be absolutely brilliant. Is he good enough to replace Portuguese guy at this point? Like, we don't know.
Are you still referring to Jota?
Yeah, I'm not talking. I never mentioned. I thought we were going to mention his name.
I'll mention his name.
Right. Yeah, so that move went really well for him. He's doing really wonderful. Looking like he's going to end up playing like League 2 or something. Anyway, look.
Still sour eye. I need to get you a
listen.
listen.
I don't care. Right, it'll take time. Look, I don't know. We're still going to see Marco Tilliod. I mean, it's going to be another Daniel Zani, I can tell you already, honestly.
Nah, I don't think so.
Well, where is he?
Who?
Marco Tilliod is still injured, is he?
Marco Tilliod's out for another
4 weeks or something.
3 weeks, and then he's back. But I think he's going to be one of these ones who will. Look, I think he'll feature. We're going to obviously touch on the Yang setting O'Reilly up for the goal, brilliantly finished.
That is brilliant.
We'll touch on Matt O'Reilly, then we'll go back to the wingers. Come on, I just want.
Jeez, you're jumping about. You're making me jump here, there, everywhere. Right, okay.
Right. Yang's cut the ball back for O'Reilly.
Right.
O'Reilly's thriving under this Rodgers system.
Oh, Jesus, right. Aye, he's thriving.
Do you not agree?
Is he not cooking as well?
Nah.
We'll get both of them a wee chef's jacket.
He's been that good. He can sit. He doesn't need to be cooking.
Ah, right, okay.
He can sit and enjoy the meal.
Right, okay, he's sitting enjoying the meal.
O'Reilly, I called would be brilliant and has been brilliant.
2 games into the season, by the way. Right, okay. No, he has been okay. He's been good. Like, well, playing well. There's nothing. You know, I don't even think there's any point in talking about the game because.
Because you're too busy strapping up your thumb and some of us watched it.
As what it is, look, at the end of the day, no, I watched most of the game and look, as what it is, we are on fire, we're playing well. Is it the best performance we've ever had? No, but are they acceptable performances? Yes. Are we winning games? And winning games by more than 1 goal? Yes. Did we win away from home against Aberdeen, who you're saying are the 3rd best team in Scotland? Yes. Did we beat Ross County, who have always been one of our 4 teams? Yes. So look at this. I don't get all this panic. Everybody needs to calm down. There's nothing to worry about.
I'm gonna get you a pot of tea for some of these, man.
I don't need a cup of tea. Actually,
you honestly, right? We could get right just in the middle of this. It'll take us to get you like a pot of tea and
is it like a? No, I want one of the pots.
Who's a banter player you like?
No. Like what? See those knitted things for the.
Oh like yeah.
Like a trickler.
What's it called? It's like a tea jumper or something.
Yeah, a tea jumper like a Scotland flag or something. Look, at the end of the day...
Who's a banter player you like? We'll get like...
I don't even know.
Mo Bangura on your mug, you know that? You'll hold your mug up and wink at the camera.
I thought you'd said a Bhoy Kawasi.
Oh, you know what? After that, we'll get you a Bhoy Kawasi
so,
and it will say, it'll have a photo of him on one side, and on the other side it will say Heart of a Lion or something.
Let's move on.
No, that's your Christmas sorted.
Look, I think it's going to take us to about 5 or 6 games in before we can really make any judgments on what our first team's going to look like.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, look, everybody's talking about different players, this, that, should he play? I don't really know. I think everybody who's played has been okay. I don't think there's been anybody who's been terrible. Really well. Apart from Cohen, he was useless, but
I think
he'll get better.
I think Turnbull is one of these guys. Obviously, you're a big fan of David Turnbull. I think Turnbull's one of these guys that we've just seen now. He can be used. Now, this is my opinion, right?
No,
he got hooked at half time for Hatate and Carter Vickers taking off, as Brendan Rodgers saying, for precaution. I don't think they're actually injured. I think he's just trying to take his time. But touching on the Kilmarnock game coming up, I don't think either of them will feature.
So do you think that Hatate isn't good enough for
no,
football?
No, hold on. I think Turnbull. I think Hatate coming on. I think you can see the level of Hatate. Usually, I think it's going to take time for everyone to learn the new system. With Turnbull, for me, I think he's going to be one of these guys who could play every week at Celtic Park because it's a bigger park. You're allowed to take your time on the ball. He's got a brilliant eye for a pass. He's got a drive. No one's going to be annoyed if he picks the ball up and has a go because Celtic are going to retain about 80% of possession. That's, for me, David Turnbull. David Turnbull's going to thrive at Celtic Park, not just in the league games against Ross County. See, if you play Aberdeen or Hearts at Celtic Park, that's his sort of... That's his playground.
Well, look, I understand, I agree with you, but I don't think he's only just going to play at home. I think he'll keep picking up a place in the team, whether it's starting or...
No, absolutely,
but look, I think because he's a one bad game, everybody's like...
but this is Celtic fans.
What was it you said, though?
Don't know, when?
He's not good enough to start.
I don't think he's good enough to start these games away at Aberdeen.
So he's not good enough to play as Aberdeen.
No,
that's like us saying that like Rio Hatate isn't good enough because there's been games where Rio Hatate's came off at half time. There's no games where Rio Hatate's come off at half time because he's been useless.
When?
There's been many games towards the end of last season. No, you're trying to say there's not. There has been games where we've watched Rio Hatate and he's been useless.
I'm going to get you a pot of tea so bad.
Has there been a game where you've watched Rio Hatate and you've went, that was not up to standard by Rio Hatate? He looked slow. There was a game I remember watching, you know my memory's terrible. He couldn't place a pass correctly. He put more passes at the field than he put to people's feet.
I think.
I don't remember. But look, at the end of the day, everything's bad games. David Turnbull's in a bad game. I'm not talking about, a chance of him never playing again for Celtic. Honestly, if it was up to you, we'd banish him to the shadow realm or something.
See, if we had a good editor at this point, it's obviously just us two editing this.
It's me editing it.
If we could get David Turnbull and Jack meeting in the middle of a love heart, it would be so and then just the two of us playing or something. Honestly, this is like...
I think there's more chance of...
You need to understand where I'm coming from. If you go into Europe, if you go into Europe so far this season, look at the midfield. If we're playing in Europe, who is your good enough midfield?
Martinelli was rubbish.
Don't have to kiss the mic.
Martinelli was rubbish towards the end of last season.
Yeah, but so far this season,
he's been good.
Right. Listen to my question. Going into Europe, you've got your midfield free.
Thiago Home, Callum McGregor, and Martinelli.
Right. Okay, that's fine. That's what I agree. That's my midfield free so far. If we were to play the European tie tomorrow, that would be my midfield free.
Okay.
Right. That's so nice. Calm, simmer.
I'm calm.
Then moving the mic to get a wee.
I'm hearing all this. No
language.
Didn't swear.
Language.
No more.
We're on the edge.
No more of David Turnbull. No more of that.
No, I think with David.
All I've heard Celtic fans.
I didn't say no more of David Turnbull.
Moaning for the last.
Did I say no more of David Turnbull?
Last week, all I've heard is.
Did I say no more of David Turnbull? Where did I say? No, you're moaning.
I'm sick of this. Enough. Too much of Brendan Rodgers. Too much. This.
When did I say no more? I've
seen some guy say that Carter Vickers is finished. Honestly, by the way.
Oh, I didn't see that.
On one of the Celtic
you need to screenshot
Facebook pages, like Carter Vickers. No, it was along the lines of Carter Vickers isn't enough to play a full game. I don't know, right? But look, see, at the end of the day, who cares?
Right. When did I say no more David Turnbull?
I said he's not good enough to play against teams like Aberdeen.
Away from home?
Anywhere, it doesn't matter. There's no difference away from home and at home.
Yes, there is.
Celtic are going to retain possession. Look at how much possession did we have against Aberdeen?
I can't believe we've literally just had a conversation. We've literally just had a conversation saying that it's harder to go away from home, and we're going to retain more possession at Celtic
It's
Park.
always a wee bit harder, but you're still, Celtic still dominate games, and they still run.
I can't believe we're having this call. Right, moving on.
We know.
Right, when you go.
There's no possession to that. 70% possession.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me, so what's so different between 70% possession, 2 seconds to check what we had against last week, against our favourite Ross County? Yeah,
Dingers.
What day was it? Was it Saturday?
It was Saturday, I think, yeah.
See, I can't even remember last week. Never mind anything else is happening. Right, okay. And we had 72% possession, so we 2% more.
You're not listening to what I'm
So
saying.
look, at the end of the day, look, the game. Wait now, listen.
Right.
The game plan stays the same. Who you're playing at home and who you're playing away, it shouldn't really matter. If a player's good enough to play in that starting team, they should be good enough to play away and at home. Okay. No matter if it's David Turnbull, Carter Vickers or Kyogo. See if you're like Kyogo's, he's brilliant at home, scores 3 goals a game, but he's not good enough to start away. You'd be like, away with yourself and you just play him.
No, right. This is the thing. See when we were playing Rangers at Ibrox, I would have rather started Giacomakis.
There would have been an argument for that.
Right, because he's a more physical presence.
Oh, different, right? Okay, different.
Right,
teams.
okay, now, right.
Different teams require different styles.
And I said, David Turnbull will suit Celtic Park better because it's a wider park, it's a bigger park.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got time on the ball, he's got time to move, he's got time, as I said, to
I think he's basically saying that David Turnbull deserves to be in a retirement home.
No, I didn't. Right, no, I'm not talking about it now. I'm not talking about it now. That's it, I'm not talking about it. No, just sit in silence, right? Because I'm sitting there going, he's as well playing.
He's as well playing a contract, Chris.
No, he's as well playing in a.
David, hang up your boots. You're done. Chris has told you you're done.
Aye, when did I say that?
For weeks, Chris has been in your case. For seasons. I played you in my Football Manager save, and Chris hated you, but now he loves you in Football Manager because you're brilliant.
You've got about 18 penalties. You'll not be hitting anything but a penalty for me.
Aye, alright. If it's not American football, you're someone David Turnbull every time.
Move on to transfers after.
Oh no, gee, right, okay.
So Lagerbielke should be announced in the. I don't know if we're even saying that right. Lagerbielke should be announced in the next few days.
Lagerbielke.
Is that how it's pronounced?
I think so.
He should be announced from Elfsborg from 3 million. He's came out in a press conference after the game. I think they beat 1-0, and he
can't be that good. Then he must be useless.
I must be. And he more or less said that he will be moving to Celtic. He's just waiting for everything to be finalised. He will be announced in the next few days. We touched on that in the last episode. I think that's definitely something that we need a centre back. I think the Rocky's doing really, really well, but I think Stephen Welsh, as much as Brendan Rodgers says he wants him to be a part of the club, I think you need to get a better option than Stephen Welsh.
Do you know what my favourite boxing movie is?
What is it, Jack?
Yeah, you may say Creed. No, Rocky. No, I agree with you. Look, bring somebody in, it can only... Competition for places only improves your team, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for competition for places, and I'm surprised we've not seen our goalkeeper come in yet. That's what we need.
I think Brendan Rodgers knows that, though. I think he knows.
I don't think he knows what he wants, yeah. Well, if he knows we need a goalkeeper, get him in, because we've now conceded 3 goals in 2 games. So, try and improve that. I'll give you Lagerbielke, because that's the only one that I've seen that actually looks like it's, fair enough. He will come in. These other 2 you're going to mention, I really don't want to talk about, but...
There's 3, actually.
Oh, there's 3, right? Okay, jeez.
Ryan Fraser is reported by the Newcastle Echo. Out of favour, Newcastle winger has been heavily linked with move to Celtic. The 29-year-old has been stripped his squad number and senior squad status by Eddie Howe, who, as he was fell out of favour, had arguments with him prior to last season and been told to find a new club. The Scotsman has been providing strong backup in the Newcastle side, but can't see a future for himself. It's been linked at a value of £6 million and 40 grand a week to join Brendan Rodgers.
£6 million.
40 grand a week and £6 million. Now,
damn it.
Stop touching that, mate. It's almost as if you're going to try and kiss it.
It's because it's not facing towards me. Right, okay, there we go. Damn it. If you spend £6 million Ryan Fraser, me and you're going to be having words. Damn it.
I think it would be good.
No.
I think it'd be good.
For £6 million?
Yes.
For the same amount of money we paid for Jota, you're going to pay for Ryan Fraser?
Yes.
30-year-old Ryan Fraser. £6 million for 30-year-old.
But this is what you're now going to get for £6 million. We spent £4.5 million in Scott Sinclair.
Yeah, I know, but at least Scott Sinclair was useful.
But why not Ryan Fraser?
Why Ryan Fraser? What attributes does Ryan Fraser have
Okay.
that you're interested in?
Okay. Scotland international for a start.
Doesn't even mean anything.
Okay.
I must admit, mate, can we name how many players have played for Scotland that year? Right, go on.
So, okay, so I'm going to run through them. Don't interrupt me for maybe 2 minutes. Scotland international, it would tick off points in the coefficient. We've currently got James Forrest on the books, who he's better than. Mikey Johnson, who he's better than. He would come in, he would have experience. He's someone that we could rely on.
Experience or what?
He's played in the Premier League for how many years? With not just Newcastle, but with Bournemouth.
Good on.
He scored goals at international level. He's won trophies down in England with the English Championship, so he's got a drive to win a league. The list is endless.
The list is endless.
Literally qualities that I would want in a Celtic team.
Next week I want an A3 print of Ryan Fraser on the wall.
Aye, fine, no bother.
Because the list is endless of his,
I would take him.
His impeccable qualities.
Why would you not take him?
Because it's £6 million, he's 30. Celtic are going to go and spend money when there's no option of getting it back. Let's be honest, he's 30. As you say, he stays a year or two, he's 32. Nobody's giving you £6 million.
But you can't then turn round and go, well, I want Celtic to take this step in this direction. And then when we're doing something like that and you're going, no, he's fair.
But are we doing something like that though? Is he really a big step up? Is this guy a golfing quality? Is there a golfing quality between him and the players we have there now? Is he that much better than Abada?
No, Abada's the best winger you've got.
Is he that much better than Diaz Maida?
I think
Is he that much better than Diaz Maida? And I'm not talking like he's a wee bit better. Is he that much better? He's worth £6 million.
No, but this is what you're not understanding. If you want to buy someone with some sort of back behind him that people know who he is, you're going to cost £6 million.
No, yeah, exactly. But at the end of the day, you could buy something a wee bit younger, with a wee bit more promise.
Alright, go.
Look at the end.
Name someone.
Look at the end of the day. Look, see the end of the day. How many wingers do we have now? And how many should we bring in Fraser? You know, how many wingers are we going to have?
And
fair enough. You know, people fighting for positions is a good thing.
Won't be here, I don't
so
think.
Haksabanovic is gone.
I think Haksabanovic is going to go.
This transfer window.
I could see it.
That's very. See if that Celtic do that's a poor move by Celtic.
But Celtic are putting James Forrest on in front of him now.
Brendan Rodgers.
So Brendan Rodgers is doing it. So Brendan Rodgers is going to, and this is my opinion, he's going to get rid of Haksabanovic and he's going to replace him with Ryan Fraser. That's what all I can. And in my head, Haksabanovic hasn't featured at all from the Bilbao game onwards. He didn't come on against. He wasn't even on the bench against Ross County. He didn't come on against Aberdeen, and he didn't come on against Athletic Bilbao. So there's 3 games now that realistically, the Athletic Bilbao, I would say, is your last proper friendly that you're looking to sort of play in, right? Your last sort of goal. He played in a couple of the Japanese games, and that's it. I don't think Haksabanovic is going to be here. I think he'll get rid of Haksabanovic and bring in Ryan Fraser.
I was seeing something funny on Facebook that says Ryan Fraser 3'5".
I think he's 5'3". I don't think he's 3'5".
3'5".
I don't think he's that short.
Bringing him to be able to run through the legs of the opposition. £6 million for the wolf. Should they not get half price? Half the height and one half price. Look, I'm just going to know you now. I'm looking at the comments of what people are saying. Now I'm going to read some. He's pissed. Don't need him. Don't want him. Bilbo Baggins is bigger than him. Pocket rocket and eye for a goal. Oh,
right.
Seen bigger men in a wedding cake. I've not done this. This is fun. Don't see what he brings. We don't know that we don't already have, unless someone is leaving or is a good backup.
Haksabanovic.
No for £6 million.
Haksabanovic.
How are you going to get time off from filming the new Snow White movie?
You done?
Ewoks are faster than him.
I hope we sign him when he proves you wrong. I hope we sign him so much.
I don't know why.
Right, you're done.
3 goals in 4 years?
You're done.
Whoa, 3 goals in 4 years?
He's no featured.
Jesus, 3 goals in 4 years for £6 million.
I'd take him.
How's he going to get time off filming?
Right, moving on everyone, because Jack's hitting these...
That's brilliant.
He's on like Kevin Bridges.
No,
Right.
I'm just reading the comments of some of the people in the Facebook group. That was absolutely brilliant, by the way.
Quentin.
Please. Put your best comments about Ryan Fraser being 3'5" in the comments.
I hope we sign him and he proves you wrong.
He's about the same age as that Billy when you stuck it up.
I hope we sign him and he proves you wrong.
Oh, gee.
Quentin Merlin to Celtic. Can I move on, or do you want to just...
You don't have to go get a wee kid strip for the support stars weekend. It's like a medium boys.
Quentin...
You buy his weekend shoes. A size 4. Gets a discount and stuff like that. Kids' meals. Everybody's having their normal meals. He's having chicken nuggets and chips. Turkey dinosaurs. There you go. You want to go Quentin Merlins. I'm guessing he's a wee bit taller, 3'5".
You done?
No.
Quentin Merlin, Celtic. Celtic are considering a move for France under 21 left back Quentin Merlin. The 21-year-old...
I've seen this, right, I've seen this. Okay.
Oh, right, so we're not going to mock him, no.
Well, unless he's Merlin the Magician's cousin, then no, he'll be fine.
The 21-year-old has been watched on several occasions by the club with Nantes, understood to be aware of interest at wanting 7 million. Just trying to get your act together.
Oh, you make it right. Ryan Fraser on the podcast. He's looking over the table. Nobody knows he's there. He's too tiny. Let's give him a booster seat.
Are you done?
No. I don't know. Oh, Jesus.
Right, hold your breath for 20 seconds and try and come back. We're meant to be talking about the football.
We are, no, look, come on, this is what you have to have in the podcast. A wee bit of banter, man. A wee bit of a laugh.
After you about saying we're getting booster seats in for Ryan Fraser, aye. Right, Quentin Merlin, I think a left back somewhere that we need to improve.
I don't know. Spent a lot of money in Bernabeu. Spent £4 million or something.
But Bernabeu's now having naps, so there's no point.
Naps?
Aye, he slept in, that's why...
Is that why he wasn't there?
So see how for Ross County game, Brendan Rodgers came out and said that he wasn't on the bench because he slept in.
Does he have a tennis tap in his house or something?
Must have. Must have. So...
I thought he looked dead in pre-season as well.
I think Bernabeu looked brilliant in pre-season, but I think he's burnt his bridge. I think they're going to go and get a left back.
Great.
I think 7 million, I think, for a left back as well. He's someone that you're going to...
Champions League quality.
Aye, there you are.
Better than Ryan Fraser. Right, £7 million well spent. Wages?
21.
Right, £7 million
Chunk
well
of the
spent.
bee.
Wouldn't it be hard?
Right.
No, please no.
And this is from Football Scotland.
Just put it out, make sure it's from Football Scotland, right? So see if you work for Football Scotland, you're associated in any way, give your head a shake.
Celtic transfer news latest. Eric Dyer considered. If Eric Dyer ends up at Celtic, right? Now, Jack didn't want me to read this, but I'm reading it because it's been reported and we've been very dry for transfer news. If Eric Dyer ends up at Celtic, we're as well no bothering, because he is absolutely the complete opposite of what we wanted from Ange's system and Brendan Rodgers' system last time. This is what I'm all comparing it to, because as I say, we're only 2 games in. We struggled when we played Jozo, and he was a slow centre half. Eric Dyer's not quicker than Jozo.
No, he's a very slow centre back. He doesn't help. I think he'd thrive at Celtic. Kid man. Nah, please don't sign him. If you sign him, I don't know. Like relinquish my season ticket or something. I don't know. Right? Look, better no harm. I swear to God, don't sign Ryan Fraser or Eric Dyer. Right? Honestly, please don't. Because I'll
take Ryan Fraser.
Obviously you'd take him, man, because you're also part of the Hobbit, man. Jesus, two years and Frodo, Baggins and Bilbo. Gandalf, Ange. Joe, he's Sauron or his name is, right? Look, right, please don't sign. Please do not sign Eric Dyer.
I would take Ryan Fraser.
Hey, I know you'd take him. Do not take it for £6 million. Maybe 2. See if it's like £2 million. I'd be like, right, fair enough.
If it's
2 or £3 million, I'd be like, right, you know what? Like, he's a height of shite, but you take him.
Language again.
That's fine. Like, come on, that's not a bad word. That's fine. That's not a bad word. That's fine.
If we got...
Knows if his grand's watching.
Mine's us. Hi, Gran.
If she's watching, then hi Esther, how you doing? Good to see you. Shout out to Esther.
I think if we were to get him for 2, 3, 4 million, I would take it.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Should we move on to the Kilmarnock game?
Yes.
After
2 seconds. I was sending a very important text about some Celtic transfer news.
Right, so this weekend on Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Is it 3 o'clock on Sunday?
3 o'clock on Sunday.
We're playing Kilmarnock League Cup. Not to tell Chris this, he thought we were playing St John's or something. Honestly, useless. Right. Kidding on. Right, we're playing Kilmarnock Sunday, 3 o'clock, in the Cup. It's looking like it's going to be a nice wee day for the boys. Everyone's going to enjoy it. We're going to go out, pies, pints, sunny weather in Scotland. As you can see, if you look outside your window right now, there's a 70% chance it'll be sunny by the time this podcast gets uploaded. And look, we know Kilmarnock are a very good team. We're not going to underestimate them. They train very hard. You know, they've got a system that kind of works for them. You know, they've been playing under Derek McInnes. They do a lot of star jumps. They do a lot of star jumps at training.
You've been watching a different Kilmarnock to me.
They do a lot of star jumps at training.
Aye, Kyle Lafferty loves a star jump.
They do a lot of star jumps.
No, I think with the Kilmarnock team, look, obviously they took points off Rangers.
Boo! Who's that?
No, yay, the 2 points off Rangers.
We don't know your Rangers.
I think with the AstroTurf pitch, I can't see Carter Vickers and Hatate being risked.
No, we'll start a wee bit of a weaker team. It'll still be a strong enough team to compete, but it won't be anything close to the first team. I don't think Carter Vickers might get a wee break, or if not a break, he'll come off quite early. I think if we've got a decent lead.
I think Scales maybe might feature. It's going to be Scales or Welsh, obviously over them. You're still going to get guys like Kyogo playing because O's out injured.
That's a bit of a worry because we don't really have any
strikers at
we
this
don't really have anything apart from
I think
Kyogo
Dyson might be rested, give someone else a go. Haksabanovic hopefully is going to get a chance.
Dyson made his misses. Honestly. Like, she must be some woman, honestly, because that boy never stops. He must come home and she's like, how was work? And he's out in the back garden doing laps. He's doing laps of the...
What waffle have you spouted this episode?
No, but come on. No, I'm talking about, come on.
We are 37 minutes into you think this is some sort of...
Move your legs, come on. No, come on, he's athletic. He's dead athletic, he runs a lot.
All you've done this episode is slaughtered Ryan Fraser, said how athletic Dyson Maid is, moved the mic every 2 seconds. Oh, it's no perfect, I'll need to just...
No, look, come on, I'm being honest here, he's a very athletic boy.
We should do tally marks how many times you touched that mic and how many times you laugh at your own jokes.
No, it was guys' jokes on Facebook, it wasn't me.
And then you put the phone down and started your own.
No, brilliant. Let's be honest. Come on, he's a very...
Come on, look away.
He could also play a Hobbit. He's very small.
Right, great. I'm over
very athletic.
Can you stop talking about the Hobbits when we talk about the upcoming fixture?
You've spoken about it. He's going to get a wee bit of a break.
Do you know any Kilmarnock players?
Aye, loads of them. But listen.
Go then.
It's going to be a less strong team from Celtic. We're going to be playing a wee bit of a weaker team. Kyogo might start, might play. Probably is because he always buckled his knee or something, whatever's up with him. Right? Kyogo will play, but I can see it being weakened. Abada might get a wee bit of a break. Might play Yang, Yang might play. Yang, Thiago home.
Tell me about the Kilmarnock players.
I'm busy talking about Celtic. This is a Celtic podcast. You didn't want to listen to my jokes about Ryan Fraser being a midget, then you don't get to talk to me. Sit over there in your place.
Alright.
Okay? Okay. Off your phone.
No
phones on
I'm
the
going to look at
podcast.
comments.
Going to look at comments about Ryan Fraser.
Aye, on you go.
Good, brilliant. See, he's interested now, he's invested. So, look, we're going to see a wee bit of a weaker team. Celtic are still going to be flying, I think. We'll end up scoring a good couple of goals. It might be a wee bit of a hard game at the start. You know, Kilmarnock might press us. They're going to push us back. Plastic pitch, no great. But look, at the end of the day, we'll overcome it. You know, we're a strong enough team. Brendan Rodgers, even our second lineup, which we proved against Athletic Bilbao, you know, as it is okay now, you know, it's putting effort in and we should be able to compete slightly. He's going to realise when he looks at the comments that no one agrees with him. Everyone's against the signing of Ryan Fraser. You're about the only Celtic fan I've seen that actually wants Ryan Fraser. If there's anybody else in the comments, if you agree with Chris, comment and then I'll ban you because you're close. I'm kidding on. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, as you said last week. But look, it's going to be a hard game at the start because you're not going to press us and they'll come out fast. Against Celtic, they're always going to come out fast. Then we'll have the refs against us and whatever else will be happening. But look, at the end of the day, I think it'll be a good game. There you go, fill in the gaps.
Vassell's still up front, very much.
Don't think anybody cares, mate. I think everybody's more interested in South.
Yeah, but it's only be 2 minutes. We talk about Kilmarnock. Vassell's still up front. Looks as if he's going to be the danger man. Mally Watkins signing from Aberdeen. Once again, another guy that I think is going to cause a wee bit of hassle.
Brilliant in the Aberdeen Football Manager saved Mally. You'll do well.
The back line, they signed Lewis Mayo from Kilmarnock. I think that was one of the big recruitments this summer. And
that was one of the big recruitments. And they've
got Robbie Dees as well. They're going to no doubt play 5 at the back.
I couldn't have named you Robbie Dees. Never knew he existed.
They're going to play 5 at the back, no doubt. And I think it's going to be a 5-3-2 probably.
Where did they sign Robbie Dees from?
I think it was Inverness.
It was Inverness. Congratulations.
I think it's going to be a 5 at the back. 5 at the back, 3 in midfield, 2 up front. Watkins and Vassell. Once again with the artificial surface that we can't risk players on, they're going to be scrappy, they usually are, but then saying that, we played them, they have released a lot of players in the summer as well. When we did play them the last time, I think it was Polworth, had an absolute howler. Kyogo,
Liam Polworth?
Did he not give the ball to Kyogo from the halfway line? Kyogo went up and kind of cut back and scored.
As I say, mate, I can barely remember
4-1, I think, 4-1, 4-0, one of the two. Dent McInnes,
he's a very good looking man. You know, he does look. He's a good looking guy.
Have you done Smarties or something this episode?
He's all the Tic Tacs. No, look, he's a decent manager. He done really well at Aberdeen. You know,
I think over a long duration of time, he's proved. He was at before he went to Aberdeen, he was at St Johnstone. Then he went down to Bristol, and he came back up. And he had obviously a long period at Aberdeen where I think
he's proven he's good enough for the Scottish.
He built his sort of face, he built his squad.
Fair enough, he wasn't up against much opposition apart from us.
Even when Rangers came back up, though, he was still
even when Rangers come up, he was still finishing second. Look, he's a good manager. He knows what he's up to. He's going to try and find a way to break the Celtic players' spirit. He's probably going to. If he's smart enough and he trusts him in his team, he's going to do what he did against Rangers, and he's going to play high. He's going to play high press. He's going to try and stop us at the point of attack. And he's going to try and meet our midfield, and he's going to try and battle.
I think with Rangers, though, they're playing very narrow. We're lucky we have a front three that's widely spread.
We're lucky we have a front three.
Obviously, we are looking for a lot more engagement from you guys on TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah, engagement's where it's at.
Obviously, we're looking to give away the top, as we said at the start of the episode, and we're looking to obviously maybe up it to 2 if we can get a bit more engagement.
Yeah.
We will come back next week. We've loved the interaction we've had on TikTok for the 3 favourite players, and we'll get that put together and typed out and put together for you guys to read out some of your comments.
I could do it. I've got them ready.
Yeah, you got them ready?
They're all saved.
On you go.
Saved up.
On you go.
So 2 seconds to just access it.
So, well, Jack, I think
access it. I've got it all here.
We've said ours anyway, and thanks once again, guys, for the engagement. And we will obviously put this clip together, not just on YouTube, and put the clip on of everyone reading out their favourite comments on TikTok. So, here we go, Jack. On you go.
So, I'm going to start, and we're going to start with Paul.br on TikTok. He says that Larson, Lubo and Gary Hooper were his 3 favourite players. Now, I must admit, there's some really interesting shouts. I do admit, Henrik Larsson's obviously a stick on, Lubo Moravcik's obviously a stick. People there in a lot of people's. But Gary Hooper to be up there, you know, I think he was a guy that, you know, he excited a lot of us, the way he played, the way he scored goals. It was a lot of people were sad when he left, you know, and it did leave a bit of a dent in a lot of people's hearts.
He could have been a Celtic great.
Could have scored as many goals as a lot of people if he'd stayed for maybe another couple of years. If he'd stayed for another, he'd have been over 100.
Yeah, absolutely.
But look, as what it is.
23, I think Griffith's got probably getting the same level as that.
Now, geez, here's Seamus Malley 8 from Ireland, I'm assuming. With a name like that. Yes, Seamus, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. He says Henrik Larsson, Callum McGregor, and Giakoumakis were his 3. Now, do you agree? Would you agree that Giakoumakis, you know, when he was playing at the top of his game, he was wonderful. You know, he was a man on fire.
I think he was underused, and I can understand why he left. I get especially his age. If you were to ask me to pick one of them, obviously, if you've watched the 8 episodes, you've realised I've got an undying love for Kyogo. But I think Giakoumakis is definitely a more physical striker and should have been used more. I'll do some if you want.
Can you go? I'll do one more and you can do this, right? We've got a guy called Mick Trick who says Larsson, Lubo and Scott Brown. So we're seeing a really repetitive Henrik Larsson, Lubo Moravcik.
I think Larsson obviously Larsson, and one of the greatest of all time. I think Klubo is probably a favourite because we plucked him at the second division in Germany. Was it Dusseldorf or something? Or
I'm not exactly
Duisburg? It was one of the two.
Where he came from, at the time there was a lot of, mystery surrounding.
And who signed him? Who signed Klubo Moravchik?
Couldn't tell you first.
Dr. Joe.
Oh, who signed him? Joe Venglos. Sorry, I thought you meant who signed him.
No, Dr. Joe Venglos.
Okay. I thought you meant who signed him from Celtic, right?
No. He retired after us.
Okay, there you go. Larsson, Lubo and Scott Brown. Scott Brown has to be up there.
Oh, Scott Brown, I think. And we are going to do, me and Jack are away on our holiday bags during the international break, and we're going to do our top 10 favourite players, and that video will go out when we're on our holidays, just to give you something to watch in an international break, and Scott Brown definitely features in my top 10.
There's some interesting shouts in your top 10, Chris, I've heard.
Oh, there is some good shouts in my top 10. Everyone loves my top 10. Larsson, Di Canio and Tommy Burns for Mark John. Di
Canio's an interesting one there, eh?
Di Canio gets a lot of respect for only being here 1 year and down in tools. Tommy Burns is Mr. Celtic. Tommy Burns is like Bertie Old level. Tommy Burns, Paul McStay, they're all Mr. Celtics.
Yeah.
As Tommy Burns said, he's got 3 Fs, family, faith, football. Definitely up there. And Larsson again. Jim the Tim says King Kenny.
The Tim,
that's a good name. King Kenny Dalglish.
Thanks for clarifying who that was there. I thought you meant Kenny Miller.
He's up there as well. Paul McStay and Kenny Miller, kidding on. Henrik Lubo for a draw as well between
Who's
the two
the
of
second
them.
one now?
So Paul McStay. And Henrik and Lubo draw. Kevin McDonald looks as if he's probably from the younger generation, has went Larsson, McGeady and Scott Brown.
No, that's a good shout, Aidan McGeady,
McGeady's definitely went under the radar.
A lot of people loved Aidan McGeady and felt...
This is quite a rogue one from Kieran Sloan that I've just seen, but this is Simon Donnelly, Joe Miller and Bobby Pettit. That's quite 3 random.
Yeah, that is 3 random players, and if that's your 3 favourite Celtic players now, you are interesting. You've got your style of football, and you maybe like watching YouTube videos, and then
I wouldn't say Simon Donnelly was a brilliant player, but he definitely
if he was one of his favourite players,
definitely
can't hold it against you.
Definitely a weaker point in Celtic's career. DJ Max 1712. I am 56. My favourites are Wee Jinky. I wanted to see him so much. I wanted so much to be him. Billy McNeil, the best captain, and the King of Kings, Henrik Larsson.
Now those are 3 players that, if you've seen all 3 of those play, and you're 56, so you're not over the hill yet.
No, just yet.
No yet, but you've seen a wonderful group of Celtic players.
Wonderful batch of players.
Witnessing Jimmy Johnstone. Now, I've always said that Jimmy Johnstone, I think, in his day, was one of the best players of his generation. Chris disagrees, but you did disagree.
I do disagree.
He does disagree. I think he was one of, if not the best player of his generation.
I think.
But now,
okay,
the way he played, the skill he had, the way he controlled the crowd. He was one of the first crowd pleasing players. He was Ronaldinho or Messi before Ronaldinho and Messi played.
My words to Jack were, and this is obviously from me watching it from clips and things like that, I think that Jimmy Johnstone wasn't the best Lisbon line, and I've had the discussion with Jack. I do think he's a generational player and things like that, but Tommy Gemmell for me is the best Lisbon line, and I have always said that. Tommy Gemmell, just watching the clips of him and things like that, and listening to my papa talk about him, Tommy Gemmell definitely. Even someone like Brian Clough said that the Celtic's danger man was Tommy Gemmell, and he was the left back. So just for me, Jimmy Johnstone was brilliant, but Tommy Gemmell and obviously the older generation, if they are watching this, no doubt we will clip this and put this on TikTok and things like that. Well, obviously have their disagreements. I am a 22-year-old guy. Just watching clips, I think Tommy Gemmell is very underappreciated. But then again, I have seen clips of Jimmy Johnstone dancing around Real Madrid. But that's just my opinion. Anyway,
there's a reason why I think they were at Celtic were asked to play in Alfredo Di Stefano's testimonial, and that was one of those reasons.
Still talk about Jimmy
They
Johnstone.
do.
MOS has commented CCV, Scott Brown and Cal McGregor.
Now that's the interesting ones, Cameron Carter-Vickers is your favourite Celtic player. You've got a very good choice in centre backs because he is brilliant. That's right up there. Big picture. Cameron. You'll find it hard to see this because the light will be shining right on it. So.
Andrew Barber, Larsson's, Kyogo and Sutton.
Larson, Kyogo and Sutton. Now Sutton's a shout there.
Sutton's not really featured in anyone. Sutton as well is he's kind of adapted into Mr. Celtic.
Sutton, I mean, obviously part of the original SAS. Sutton and Shearer. Blackburn, brilliant. A lot of people have got a lot of respect for him down there. brilliant player, brilliant striker. I think, when you watch him, I think he's underappreciated a bit. Everyone now focuses, the younger generation, I don't think they actually understand. They see him as Chris Sutton,
the pundit.
The pundit, but you don't actually appreciate how good some of his finishes were, even some of those in the Champions League stuff like that. Euro,
try and
Europa League.
skip through some of these. Scott Brown 67 has commented Brown, obviously Kyogo and Lustig. Lustig's one of those ones as well that's just, I think Lustig was just the thing with Lustig was he was so good against Rangers for at the start. Obviously at the end he tailed off, but he was still hilarious when we were battering him.
He was a meme. He epitomised happiness. He was the embodiment of happiness and a good guy. He'd always take time to take pictures with the fans and have a laugh. Great player.
Josh Lupton 17, Samaras, Katie and Dembele.
Yes, now this is what we're talking about. Samaras getting a mention. Big Jesus. We love it. Katie and Dembele with all two.
Yep.
Surprised most of Dembele actually never get mentioned more, but
yeah.
Fair enough. Katie.
Still sour grapes. I think a few fans.
Get a grip of yourself. If you still don't like Kieran Tierney, do you like Kieran Tierney?
I like Kieran Tierney.
Right, if you don't like Kieran Tierney, leave the podcast.
He's not in my top 10 though.
Oh, right, well, okay, we'll see about if this video come out.
When,
you're going to need to watch this.
When we're in our holly bags,
I heard that he's got a Booty Quashy top 3.
Yes, by the way. Leslie Thorpe has commented Larson, Van Dijk and Lubo.
There are another 3 brilliant shouts. Van Dijk, a guy who didn't get many mentions, but Leslie's obviously mentioned him, and Leslie couldn't agree with you more. He was absolutely stellar.
Oh, he
scored 3 free kicks for Celtic,
and it was Lee Griffiths also done a podcast. We were what clips it. Lee Griffiths said, "Did they come with first gear?" He just cruised it. And Lee said Larson, Lubo, Nakamura. Nakamura once again not getting a lot of shouts, but
Nakamura not getting a lot of shouts, but I think that's part of the. We've got a lot of younger audience, of our age, and I think it's important to realise that for these guys, we've seen clips of guys like Nakamura, we've seen clips of guys like Larson. Obviously we watched a bit more of Larson. I've seen Larson play.
Testimonials and things like that.
He scored 2 goals in that game. It was a hat-trick. He definitely scored.
He scored. I've seen him in a hat-trick against Man United. He scored in the testimonial against Lubo Moravcic's team, and he scored a penalty in the Stilian Petrov one for cancer.
But now, look, we can never go back and look at the way he played in his prime. We weren't there. We were there, but we didn't experience it the way we'd like to experience it. And it's the same for a lot of the guys that watch the podcast our age. So for a lot of us, if you're watching this and you're slating the picks and you're going, who the hell is picking Samaras? Well, I think for a lot of us Celtic fans, there was a turning point. There's a picture of Samaras celebrating with his top off. I think he's wearing a white vest.
No. Aye, the
white vest on at some point.
The overhead kick against Aberdeen. See, when I always think of Samaras, it's the one when it's the Samaras Sunday and at Ibrox.
And he
jumps into he rounds McGregor and he jumps into the crowd. The guy jumps out and just takes his bonnet off and puts it in Samaras.
No, there we go. Look, see what I mean? The memories that these guys have gave us are the memories that we'll remember forever.
I think
the same way as was it Jim, who was 56 or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was Jim.
Sorry, I wrote your name here. Memory terrible. He'll remember the memories of Jimmy Johnson and Billy McNeil forever. I think that's a good way to end off. An episode of comedy. Ryan Fraser and Eric Dyer. Sorry, I don't know. I just had the giggles. It's so just funny. It's just so funny thinking about Ryan Fraser running through people's legs because it's free. Right. Anyway, before we jump down the rabbit hole again and making him buckle, follow us on Instagram. You got a question TikTok. For next week? Yes, I do. I have a question for next week. Okay. I will hit out with that after rambling on for this. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Whatever you can find us. We're looking for 1,500 followers. We'll take 1,000 now, and then we'll move to 1,500. We'll give away 2 tops. Come and engage with us. If we can get mega engagement, if we can get on the video where the giveaway, we can get over 20k likes. We'll give away 3 tops. Alright, well you've committed now. Well, if we go over 20k likes, 3 tops. If we get over 20k likes, 3 on what? Just a YouTube video or a TikTok? No, for no YouTube. 20k likes a YouTube video, you're not asking for much there. No. A TikTok video. 20k likes in a TikTok video. Fair. Which, we'll see if that happens. We'll give away 3. That's not happening. Right. No, you'll give away 10 then. We'll give away 10. No, we're definitely giving away Celtic shirt, at least one. We're giving it away, 1,500 followers. It's either going to be a retro Celtic top, either retro Bumblebee, retro like the 80s tops, 90s tops, it could be early 2000s, it could be anything. It's a mystery for you. You see when it arrives at your door. Thank you very much.
My question of the week is a question for the fans. It's a question for you guys to answer in the comments below.
Oh jeez, we're looking for more engagement.
Well, yeah, let's get everyone engaged. My question to you guys is, what is your, with the draw coming up for the Champions League, not round the far away around the corner, what's your first memory of Celtic in the Champions League? What's the first memory or that you go to straight away? You go Celtic in the Champions League. That's what I think of. So for example, what's your first memory if you say Champions League?
Couldn't tell you, mate.
There's so many I could
list. Mine's blank, mate. Mine's honestly couldn't tell you.
I was away in Germany last year. The 3-3 draw.
Alright, so it doesn't have to be the first thing. The first thing I can remember. The first thing.
memory.
Alright, okay.
The first
I
thing.
thought you were asking for the first. I was trying to think back. Probably Leipzig or the Real Madrid game at home, even though we lost 3-0.
Tony Watt.
Brilliant.
I remember sitting watching with my dad on the couch. So many different memories I could name. The Bayern Munich one where Cal McGregor scores. I ended up jumping in and grabbing Kieran Tierney by the shirt and telling him to go and get another, and we concede 4 minutes later. Just so many memories that I have of the Champions League.
Grabbing grown men.
Yeah, grabbing like that.
Yes, that's what we like to hear. Now, I think that's a good question.
And that will do us for the episode. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail,
follow, follow, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys.